Escape Gaming's turn to ban. Complexity's turn to ban. Complexity's turn to ban.
All right, we're back here for game number 2 of the
remaining.
International 2016 Complexity versus Escape. Complexity hitting now hard, do America
remaining.
proud. And now Escape, well, they kind of have to find something. Let them escape from this situation.
Complexity's
Taking away the Murata.
That's my bad pun done.
That was.
I'm out. I'm done.
I was considering acknowledging it.
Escape Gaming's turn to pick.
No, I'm not even going to go there. Well, this looks very familiar. Just a little bit of a switch.
You know, I think Escape was actually the first team to really run Core Murata a lot, and now that it's pretty popular, they get it stolen away from them, but not this game.
5 seconds remaining.
This is the team too, where like you almost want to go back to when like is it Cinder and Mad were playing together, and they're always like, it's like, what are we gonna do this game? Bay Marana. What are we doing next game? Bay Marana. What do we do after that? SD Marana.
Escape should pick Oracle. I don't know if Cinderin can play Oracle though.
Oh, no. See, I like this kind of approach when it comes from Escape to get a lone druid into the field, because
you can pick it anytime later though.
You can.
It's first phase, Toby.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay
because
with
it at least lets Escape play the game style that they want to play.
10
Instead of having to have a reactionary pick if it gets banned out, then I'm like, crap.
No one's gonna ban out Lone Druid when you haven't shown it.
True, unless you completely try and focus on Quake. If you get him to play a hero who he hasn't like a big success rate with, it doesn't function with the rest
There's
of the
a
team.
lot more than Invoker.
Yeah, he actually has a hell of a lot of heroes. But they want something that pushes.
Yes, that is very important.
That was always the old Escape thing. Like you,
but then Oracle gets banned
die
out immediately.
You die 30 times, and then you still win because like the Lone Druid's ready to push after one good fight. That was the no diggity way. Maybe they changed their colors a little bit when they moved to Escape. But
however, Dota is a 5-on-5 game. I think you need a good supporting cast around them. I think the Oracle would have been really good versus the Batrider. It would have been really nice synergy with the Murana. And when you're pushing, it's really nice sustain. So it's like just a ton of things that would have been really good for them. However, as I mentioned before, I'm not sure if Cinderin plays it because we've only seen him on about 5 or 6 different heroes in the tournament or in prior tournaments.
I'm actually wondering too, like, because with the Tinker ban out, it does have to keep us like back into that whole mindset. Like we've got both Murana and Lone Druid, 2 heroes who get played on every single lane for Escape.
They're not banning Jug though.
Nope.
Dude, Jug is extremely good versus Batrider, very good versus the Lone Druid, or with the Lone Druid, and it pushes. That would be the core that I'm most scared of. However, like maybe they think it's gonna be like an era Murana. Or something
it could
like
be.
Like Kezu just generally does not play the super farmers. I think the one exception being Faceless Void a little bit, so I would not think that it's an offlane Lone Druid.
He's done it a couple of times, but not for a while now.
Yeah.
But it's at least one of those things where like they'll be running through the options. At least gives a lot of options to Escape. But Complexity is pretty straightforward. They're not going to be sad about their draft. They've got things working nicely for them. They take out the Templar Assassin.
Oh, it's a Swindle's bet, though. I didn't really think about that until now. His Batrider has been getting a little bit better. Their win rate with that hero is not super high, though. I want Nahaz here to give me the stats on his win rate.
You can't have him. He's Complexities now. You got Nox, though. Nox is just on the other side of the wall. So Complexity, how do you want to round out this lineup? They're going to go with Teamfight Control, coming in from the Disruptor. Way to punish Escape if they want to try and bail out. Maybe a little bit more difficult with Moonlight Shadow. But still, nice teamfight, but nothing to drag him in. Like Complexity normally looking at something like a Darkseer, but the first 4 bans remained exactly the same from both teams. They're taking out a lot of the strengths.
They don't seem overly concerned with the Lone Druid, though. Escape's lineup is gearing up towards a very typical Quake-centered lineup with a Midas, Radiance, Lone Druid, popping out 17, 18 minutes with the nice supporting cast behind them with the Dazzle.
And could a Disruptor and
10
Earth Spirit deal with it at that point?
I don't think so. That's kind of primarily my concern.
5
Normally, it's
seconds
complexity
remaining.
on the defensive, taking down the objectives, sweeping down Roshan, but it completely changes
Reserve
when
time.
Lone Druid is in the hands of Escape. They play really good 4-on-5 Dota until the Radiance comes out, and then once the Radiance comes
Escape
out, they will just
Gaming's
demolish
turn
you
to
once that
pick.
extra hero is thrown in with like 10,000.
Timber is up for complexity. A hero who I was expecting to make big waves in this competition. Kind of been crushing beforehand. Going to give some strength behind the lineup of complexity now. They're still missing one more core, and there's the Juggernaut you're talking about. Escape have got such sustain.
Are they not? I don't understand. Like, are they just not scared of the push? Do they like maybe they're like, we know exactly what's coming, and we're gonna let them pick it, and we're just going to let them push us, and we have a plan for it. Like, their heroes are like not the best at dealing with a high ground siege with a lone druid. That's another thing about the lone druid. Like Bat Rider normally like very good at defending high ground, but you're not gonna last with the bear in like the first 25 minutes of the game. You usually don't want to. Then like you can try and spam them out, but they have the healing ward for that, and it's not like they have an AA to really kind of slow down their early game. They have pretty good early roam though with the Earth Spirit, so I think that if Z-Freak performs as well as last game, maybe they can slow down the timing of Escape, maybe delay the Lone Druid Radiance to like 23, 24. That's kind of what you're hoping for complexity.
Complexity don't look that phased. Like
they really do not.
This is how they actually look before most games. Like if Swindles is worried, he looks worried. Right now he's just like, no, calculation, we're okay.
This is one of the drafts though we've seen from Escape before, so I think like it's
not a surprise to him.
But it's scary. Like a lot of, I think a lot of teams, like sometimes first ban Lone Druid versus Escape, and oftentimes second phase if they haven't picked a Koikva hero yet.
But you can understand the reason why you put Faceless Void and Invoker in the first phase now. Like Koikva's Invoker is just so damn difficult to deal with, and it's obvious respect to Kezu.
What's Kezu's?
So the Lone Druid.
They don't have a mech bear. I don't really think they need one though at this game because they have the healing ward. Other heroes does old Kezu play?
He could still be on the Druid if they want to.
I just seen him on Faceless Void so many times. I kind of
you forget everything else that he plays.
Tidehunter, Bardar. I'm thinking about all these.
Has he got something better up against the Timber?
Like Nyx is okay, I think.
Yeah, Nyx. That way you got your mana burn, interrupts him. Really good against Bat Rider.
I think it's also very good versus Timber because like if you're on top of the Timber, like there's just you can't escape without getting hit by the stun. You're just stunned for 5 seconds.
But you shouldn't really be that worried about laning phase either. Like if you're in trouble, the Dazzle can rotate up. Your healing ward is going to let Juggernaut do his thing on the bot lane. The Mirana rotations can also couple nicely with the Nyx stun. Yeah, they got a lot to work with. I'm liking that hero more and more.
I think Tide is good versus Bat, but not that great versus Disruptor. Not terribly great versus Timber. I think
they still need an Initiator, right?
Not if you have a Lone Druid. It's the thing.
You just run at them.
They have to come to you, or else your tower just dies. They don't have enough physical damage to kill the bear, nor magic damage. I think.
All right, they seem to make the decision, and they're going to go with our mindset. It's going to be the Nyx Assassin as the last one up for Escape.
For them, very good for Spat, and I think it's just the extra added threat, so that like last game they had so many things to consider, like the Beastmaster Roar, so they built the Lincolns. They had to build Force Staves to deal with the Riki, and then like they also had to build like Orchid and stuff to deal with the Slark, the Scythe of Ice. So I think it's just like spreading out your threats so that you're not all ending on the push. You also want a hero that's just good at fighting. So because Lone Druid is going to be farming most of the time, you want a hero that's not going to have so much farm. So complexity, I think they need something that like really like stops their push.
I don't think it's not the push. You almost need someone that can survive. Like I'm thinking Lifesteal in the back of my mind right now. Someone that can at least be on the lane.
Lifesteal's pretty good. Maybe not the best versus Juggernaut, but very good at the Lone Druid.
He at least can combo with the Timber Saw, can combo with the Bat Rider, with Infest Bombs, even with the Earth Spirit. It just seems to be really difficult to get a good laner as well.
Gyro, I also don't.
That'll at least solve your problem with the counter push.
I think they need someone that doesn't require a lot of farm, and it's also good at fighting early, because I think the way the early game goes generally versus Koiko's Lone Druid is just you're fighting a lot while he's farming. So like you need to do like irreparable. Ooh, this is interesting. He takes a lot of farm, but he's very good versus the Juggernaut. I think he was like Juggernaut just plummeted down in picks after Sven was picked constantly, but he needs a lot of farm.
Yeah,
and I don't know if they're going to have that much time.
I'm wondering if they can, like as far as stacks go, like we see in the last game, Escape had almost no stacks. Complexity were just farming up the jungle anyway, but can Complexity create enough space and protect the jungle enough they can get stacks? Because you do have Batrider as well as if anyone wants to take both of the stacks. Ancients obviously for Sven though.
Doubtful. I don't even think they have like that great of laners. Like Lone Druid is, I think, pretty good matchup against a Timbersaw, and then Era is Juggernaut, so he is one of the best cores in the safe lane to deal with the Batrider, and then Nyx doesn't require that much farm. Anyways, let's get on with the predictions.
Yep. Team to place the most observer wards before the game ends. I actually really like the way Complexity were tossing wards down everywhere in game number 1.
Who's more vigilant about buying observer wards? Because both teams have more.
Complexity, I think.
They're more vigilant?
Yeah, I think Escape normally have like really nicely placed wards, which always like flag in my mind, but I think Complexity are a lot more vigilant with it.
I'm going with Escape this game because I think they'll have more of the map open to them, and they're more likely to place more wards because of that.
The amount of blink daggers, well, by 25. Bat potentially Sven.
Going with 0 to 2.
Yeah, 0 to 2 seems like the best odds for that one.
Most D wards by 15 minutes. Ooh.
Yeah.
Easy. Is someone going to buy a gem this game? Kezu could buy a gem.
But it's by 15 minutes. You're not going to have a gem
okay.
before 15 minutes, so...
Wait, let's see who has sentries on the...
I'm going to back Z-Freak.
Yeah, Yapsor has sentries, so I'm going with Yapsor.
You're going to go with Yapsor? Okay. Total number of deaths by 10 minutes. This could actually be quite an aggressive game early on.
I'm going with 0 to 5.
I'm going to have confidence and go 6 to 10.
Okay. Great, Toby.
Primarily because I want to have bloodshed in my game of Dota. Don't ask much.
So the only thing we had the same was 0 to 2?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The challenge is on. That's right, I should probably learn to trust you more. You're the expert.
I got 3. I got 3 last time.
I don't know how
we
many
both were way wrong on Escape winning.
Yeah, well, could have easily been Escape's game as well.
It's okay. I know you're biased. You want your old co-caster back.
Chat, can I get a change, please? Can we eliminate Escape during the wildcard? So
or maybe
I don't have to cast with Malini anymore.
Maybe you're rooting for Complexity because you want your old co-caster back.
My what caster?
Your old co-caster. Do you want it? Are you favoring Synderen because you like Synderen, or are you favoring Complexity?
Oh, I have I'm from the old school era of like when Synderen would play instead of casting. It was all about cheering for Synderen to die. Like this was just something which had to happen because you always wish the worst on your co-casters when they play games.
Wow.
That's why I like to cast veggies.
I never want to be your friend. You will wish ill will upon me.
Don't have to be a friend. Just be a co-caster. Alright, so we've got an aggro lane coming out. With Synderen, Yapsor, and Era teaming up together on this top. So it's the Yapsor roaming Mirana, Chessie with a safe lane Sven, Hansen, and Z-Freak. This is going to make a very easy time for Keizu, considering Swindle's abandoned the bottom lane straight off. Synderen, you're really, really low. He actually doesn't have Shallow Grave. Now he actually levels up the heal with that damage. Hansen's going to drop down. Z-Freak was looking for the first blood. Now he'll find Synderen, but it was all a little too late. He'll get one more attack in, and still not enough. The Stormbolt from Chessie will find the kill. The Z-Freak, he needs 3 seconds for rolling Boulder. Here into the tree lines, the double kick. That'll buy him the seconds to roll out the arrow. Barely missing from Yapsor as the Boulder was going out. And that'll be a 1-for-1 trade-off in this aggro lane.
I regret my total number of player deaths by 10. I should have looked at the aggro lane before, but this is a pretty interesting choice because they do not actually have a setup for the Mirana stun. Unless you want a max poison touch, which Dazzle has not made any move to put points in there. So they're having a lot of faith onto this Mirana to hit her arrows. but maybe
it's
not even that.
Yapsor, man. Like, I would have faith in Yapsor to hit these things. And you've still got your other lanes. Like, if you can get Koi for a good entangle over on the Timbersaw, then he's got some good rotation options to work with. And they're finally going to move in nice and early to try and score around with Swindle. Swindle's got 3 levels in 2.5 minutes. But they put down a ward, blocks up one of his camps, so a lot harder to stack and move.
Doesn't need a stack and move, though.
Z-Freak?
No,
No. Z-Freak was because he was just sniffing an arrow as it flew past his nostrils.
Yeah, Swindles is just getting mana burned down by Kazoo. Kazoo doesn't have any clarities, but once he gets Arcane Boots...
top lane. They're going in again. Chessie Stormbolt over on Cinder, and Yapsor can't really help out. Flies out the arrow, but Chessie running away from Era. The spin damage is nice. And Chessie dropping down low. Can Era... Oh, he's hoping for a crit, but just can't get one. The attack from the arrow is not enough. Maybe with the second one, still not enough. He had 2 sick charges available. They just came off cooldown, hence the extra life kicked in, and Era, no spin up, but he's still taking the damage from Z-Freak as well as Hanskin. Be careful when that kinetic field is available from the Disruptor.
And Synderen has to be especially careful with his positioning because they just do not have that much save. An arrow at that close range is only going to stun them for a brief moment, and another arrow misses by Yapsor, and I'm not sure if this lane is paying off too well for them. They are slowing down the Sven, and I actually think it's way better for Escape. Like, if both heroes are low on farm, because Escape can rely on the Lone Druid. Like, Complexity, are you going to rely on the Timbersaw to carry you through this mid-game? I don't think they can. Like, he can kind of go crazy in a lot of kills, but I'd be much more scared of a farm Lone Druid.
Escape are going to rotate anyway, right? Like, Nyx Assassin hits level 6 and he wants to go hunting, so you're gonna bring Era down to the bottom lane to find that farm again anyway.
I don't know if they want to bring Kezu, though. I think when you have a Nyx with this sort of farm, you're, like, happy to take it. And happy to get those sort of levels, and I think the mid lane should be pretty decent for both sides. Looks like the CS and net worth is fairly even. I guess if you can just blow this top lane wide open with a Nyx rotation, then that would be key.
Here comes the arrow, hits perfectly onto Chessie, Synderen, they group up, there's Shadow Wave heal, and Era, the damage is enough. Warcry will not protect you. Not enough, at least, from that spin.
Yapsor trying to see Z-Freak.
Swindle's really, really low here. Kazoo, in fact, gonna go in and just vendettas him underneath the tier 1 tower. Yep. He pushed that one hard. Had a lot of stick charges up his sleeve. That's the reason why Kazoo had such sustain going for that kill.
You can't die in that lane.
He obviously did.
No, I mean, like, for the overall game plan, I think they're already like riding a really fine line, and having your Batrider have Iron Talon and be very low on net worth and give up a solo kill to the Nyx Assassin, who is maybe soon going to be doubling up the Batrider's net worth, is just a very ominous early game.
Nice scouting coming out from Quoifa, using his bear to see if anyone was following. They're really two really great observer wards down from Complexity. They're able to scout out the movement of the Mirana. So there's no surprise arrows, there's no surprise movement back. Z-Freak already pushes Yapsor out, the kick will fly forward, and Synderen, he may have to self-grave himself and try and buy a little bit of time as Chessie Warcries runs out Z-Freak. He's waiting, okay, the Disruptor will find that kill. Chessie turns for the stun. Era in a little bit of trouble. He's dropped down too low, the healing ward is down. Complexity can't reach it yet. Now they will be able to, and Era, he'll pop and give a double kill to Hanskin using the power of lightning.
Chessie's playing very well in this lane. He's had the Observer Ward to scout out the arrow, but then he turns around and then jumps on the right target. He war cries and kites the Juggernaut, even though the Juggernaut has phase and the added move speed from the leap, and manages to snag yet another kill in that lane.
Oh, it's looking great for him, at least for the safe lane, but middle lane Koifer is still out CSing the Timbersaw. Obviously, he's not going to be able to really kill the Timbersaw unless Limp overstays his welcome, which is difficult. He's only got 1 point up in chain, so he can't instantly just chain himself out. But we've still got Kazoo, whose Vendetta's now come back off cooldown, who hasn't done a rotation yet. Like, he got the kill on the Batrider, which is fantastic, but there's been no movement from him since that point. So what are we waiting for Kazoo? Like, what's his item that he's looking to farm up by sitting on this bottom lane?
I'm not actually sure, because we don't see Nyx Assassins get free from that often. And I don't think a blink is imperative for him. because the Bat Rider's not that big of an issue because he already died in lane.
Do you just look for something like a lens instead?
I was thinking maybe lens, but I wouldn't be too opposed for him for going to Greaves, but looks like he's going to go for Midas. We see the early Glitz of Haste pickup, and you can decide later. I think that's also a fine build because you don't want to hold on too much gold early just because you want some net worth on your hero, but with a Midas, okay, I can switch builds whenever I want.
Easy Vendetta hit, mana burn. The damage won't be enough to kill off Hanskin straight away.
Uh-oh, now
but they still had enough. And
these two heroes are isolated.
Yep, Yapsol's got arrow available too. Chessie going to actually God Strength, Warcry, looking for the damage to kill off Era underneath the tower, which is where Escape will continue to fight. Omni Slash out, Era, he'll finish it with a spin. There's Syndrome with a Shallow Grave. TP's out, Limp, the damage, he actually missed the chain. Remember that 1 point, it's not big enough to reach the tree line. So Keizu will go running out through the west. He may not be able to get out of this one, not with a Chakram down, blocking his path. The Spine Carapace keep Limp in position. He doesn't really have enough mana to go for much more as Keizu makes a break for the trees. He's just trying to dodge the Timber Chain Chakram Whirling Death around. They can't do it, however.
He tried to be way too fancy there. All he had to do was turn around Mana Burn, and he would have been okay. Timbersaw had no way to chase after that. He could also, he just needed a Mana Burn. But, kind of panicked in the moment.
Can they glimpse? With that kickback? No, not with the Savage Raw Koifa. He realized the only way he could die there was by Hanskin getting a glimpse on him, but it's a level 1 glimpse. So Z-Freak tried to kick Koifa back in range of Hanskin to get that drag back. It still would have been difficult to kill him. He's still a lone druid.
And his farm has been unhindered. However, Kezu, on the other hand, he was off to a mighty fine start, but it won't be a 9-minute Midas. Looks like it's going to be more of a 10, 11-minute one. But 2 Midases on them just in case things go awry. As you mentioned before, Juggernaut will be able to recover in the net worth department once he takes over Kezu's lane, and you do want your next assassin moving around, constantly posing to be a threat, but probably, I think Complexity are probably expecting him to farm his Midas at this point.
Yep.
You still have to respect it though. You have to buy a lot of sentries, you have to have supports set behind cores, and supports not wandering about in the jungle alone. Fortunately for Complexity, they did not lose their top T1 after that engagement.
Kind of a surprise, but it's not going to last much longer. You got Koifa still on the field. As long as there's a lone druid hunting.
You need Bat Rider Blink ASAP. Got it.
I did. 6 to 10. 6 to 10. Literally on the cusp of 10. But still 6 to 10. Want to keep my eye closely also on Swindles with his Blink Dagger timing from him to try and find out when Complexity can get aggressive. They got a lineup which can do a lot of damage. It kind of needs to. It needs to create space for Chessie.
Immediate smoke coming out from Yapsor and Kezu. They are coming out from the mid lane. There was an Arcane Rune. There still is one on Mirana, but just about 20 seconds left, and looks like they want to slow down perhaps his Blink Dagger timing. But
they're looking for the Sven. They're looking for the stacks of the Sven, and
they can't do anything about the Sven, I think, because it's more
they could do something with Z-Freak though. Z-Freak's coming over, and it's right just before the 11-minute mark when you know there's gonna be one support just rotating over there to do the stack.
Bad life.
Like a book. And Escape now can, in fact, do a little bit of damage to the bottom tier 1 tower.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And if Windows is like, yeah, that's my ticket to Blink Dagger.
Radiant structures.
Well, he can have that if he wants it. But then again, top lane, Yapsol. Now fire off from the hedge, hits Chessie, that's a 4-seconder. And Keizu looking for the extra stun. They're going to glimpse, in fact, Keizu all the way out. The wall is up for Syndron. Poison Touch slowing down Chessie. Still taking too much damage from the tower. There's no more Starfall, but a Shadow Wave from Syndron. That'll be just enough damage to get the kill over on this Ven. That is now his 3rd death of the game. And Koifer just has all the freedom in the world to attack into the mid. Swindles, you want your Blink Dagger, but you don't want to die here. If he gets entangled, Keizu's rotating over, he can just Spine Carapace, gets a guaranteed follow-up jump. This one makes Nick so good against a Bat Rider. With the Vendetta attack, he's almost down 60 HP. Swindles will survive. He'll turn around looking to beat down the bear, but then the bear, nope, obviously Koifer out of range. The bear can't attack him. So Swindles TP's out. They hold their tier 1 tower in the mid, and the Swindles get Blink Dagger without dying.
It's time.
Radiant's
And for the
bottom
smokes,
tower
let's
is
see what
under
damage they can
attack.
do. Koikwa is very
Dire's
close to his
top
relic,
tower is under
just
attack.
about 2 or 3 minutes more of farming, and he is the priority target. Juggernaut, still kind of unfarmed. I guess you could cripple him at this point if you did lasso him, but I personally think the Radiant's timing is a little bit more important. Let's see what complexity think.
It really has to be there, but it's if you catch Koifa. Like, Koifa is one of these guys too. Like, if he has a rough lane, even if he has a good lane, he'll still disappear around the 10 to 20 minute mark, and he'll be inside of his jungle. He'll get his good item timing, and then he'll come out and fight. So if you're gonna try and catch Koifa out, you got to go deep. You got to have deep vision as well. But right now, vision-wise for complexity, they have one obs on the map, and that's up on the top lane. Bottom lane is where they initiate. They find Era, they put the Blink Dagger to use, they'll shut down the Juggernaut a little bit more. But as you said, is this really going to make a big difference to Escape's timing?
Escape actually expected the gank on Koikwa. They had the scan onto their own jungle. The timing was a little bit off, but they thought that complexity were like 30 seconds or 40 seconds ahead, and we're already in their jungle. So I think Era's like, I'm really not worth it, but when you take a tower out of it, complexity are okay with that trade.
Yep, and that tier 1 tower will belong to them. They still have Yapsor, who's now... Okay, Yapsor is dewarding the D-ward to block up the camp again.
That's important. They need Sven to be relevant, and the clock is ticking.
Cassie,
top tower is
he's
under
doing his
attack.
own stack, and okay,
Dire's structures
Yapsor's
are
just stealing
fortified.
creeps from inside the Dire jungle at the moment, trying to cause it so Chessie can't flash farm. So easy towers.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
No way they really want to initiate onto Limp, but I don't think that's also necessary at this point. Era is under so much pressure, but Koifa is getting so much in return that Escape will always feel comfortable with this trade-off.
That they will. That
there's
they will,
Relic.
Toby.
Lone Druid Bear has the relic coming out to him right now. Can they actually take the tier 2?
You'll always try and pressure with the Spirit Bear and make, like, he's just so tanky
If
that you want him to...
Yapsor's gonna hit this? Yeah, he hits this. There's a double damage rune on that Marauder as well, but in comes Limp, puts the Chakram down, tries to make a little bit of space. Kazu's gonna waft the stun, as they do go straight onto the Lone Druid Bear. Koifa doesn't have a resummon, but it's 25 seconds and he can have another one.
300 gold and 300 XP is a lot, though. I thought that would get a free kill, but yeah, Sven is tanky.
Well, they might still get one. Kazu, they're looking for the kill over on Swindle, so he comes in. Spy Carapace to start with. Yapsor still has the arrow, but Kazu needs to line up the stun. In comes Gibraltar from D-Freak. He'll get the silence off, but then they just start their TPs. Nope. Leap. Now the TP will start from Yapsor. The Stormbolt's going to be there, so it's a 2-for-1 trade-off. Yapsor, guys, somebody. Okay. Creep took the kill.
Not quick enough with the stuns coming out from Nyx. I think he wasted his Vendetta hit too. Like he didn't get the Vendetta hit.
I think he was also planning on not doing the Vendetta hit, like just starting with a straight Spy Carapace.
I think it would have been much quicker though. The kill took way too long because they got napalmed, and they had a turn to kill the Batrider. I think if you get the Vendetta damage, even if you have to turn, you still kill him in like maybe one and a half seconds earlier, and then you can just retreat out immediately. But not a bad kill for them. They're still creating space. Nyx still has a lot of reliable gold because of the Midas, although probably should have spent that gold before going for that gank. He's sitting around 1900. Let's see if Nyx Assassin will go for blink number 2.
Yeah, reason to save that money if you're looking for a big item.
I think the Scepter would be better personally. Just I think it's much stronger in the team fight. They don't really need to get picks off, because the Sven's like very difficult to kill with a Nyx Assassin because you don't do that much magical damage versus the Sven. Like Vendetta, physical damage, Impale is like minimal damage, and it's going to be difficult for you to hit a Spike Carapace onto them. So like I don't think that they can kill him even with like let's say a Mirana. It's going to be very, very difficult. Sven's not.
Oh, Swindles.
Kazu
was hunting the fire trail. And, well, he kind of knows there's more around there thanks to the Observer Ward they got on top of the Secret Shop.
He has to be worried, though, of the Sentry Wards. And he knows they have Sentry Wards because they dewarded the
camp.
block.
Well, Jesse, He's going to go strength it. Now they know this is going on, and that means Keizu, under the cover of smoke, they move forward. Era's only got a 1-level Omni Slash, so it's not going to be really that effective, especially with the Centaur also hovering around, but the Radiance is up. 17 minutes in, the Radiance Bear moves forward, gets an entangle over on Z-Freak. He has to boulder himself away to safety. The glimpse back Koifa into the storm. Maybe they can find the kill. Lift comes back in with the next stun, arriving in for the next assassin. Have they got enough? They get through to the Shallow Grave, kept Koifa alive, and now Swindles isolated as well. Complexity will lose 4. All they wanted was an ancient stack, and now they're going to get completely team wiped off the face of the earth. Z-Freak is gone. Koifa will finish up the stack. They'll even probably take the tier 2 tower to boot.
That's what happens when you ignore a lone druid for 17 minutes.
A 9.5k net worth lone druid after the fight.
That was some very nice micro by Koikwa. He actually tried to roar off the... he tried to roar the Earth Spirit as he was trying to roll out, and they just commit so much on him. Very timely grave coming out from Synderen. He heals them up, and as you mentioned, a great Burrow Strike coming out from Kezu, and they just get cleaned up after ticking down with the Radiance damage.
Yeah, that was just a lot better execution as well from Escape. Now, we can actually go back live as Roshan being contested up by Complexity. Savage Roar gonna send the Timbersaw away. Swindles just blinks himself in. Probably for Roshan to be a lot lower than he really is. Spine Carapace will stun him up. They know he's on the hill. And maybe with the Starfall, yep, the last star will fall on his head. Chessie comes in looking for the contest on Roshan. Keizu, the arrow is gonna miss. He hits with a Vendetta. Spine Carapace stopping Liddy's track. And now with the bear on the front line, they're gonna catch out more Complexity. They boulder away. Roshan still needs to be completed. Koifa will resummon his bear now, while Yapsaw hunts the kill over towards Z-Freak. So Roshan down to 1400, now absolutely nothing left on him. The arrow from Yapsaw is going to find Z-Freak to kick the silence. Z-Freak can boulder himself away.
Did I get that right? He blinked into there as the Bat Rider?
Yep.
It's Firefly. Normally, what you see Bat Riders do around the pit, they fly around with Firefly, Roche is low, then they'll make their play. But he, as you mentioned, maybe expected the Roshan to be a lot earlier. I think they were just kind of still
he was probably thinking about the snatch. Like, if you do the calculation, last time we saw Roshan was at this live, maybe now I can go in. But yeah, you got a Bat Rider, you got Vision, so you don't have to guess. Yeah. We'll just call it classic Swindles.
Just a Swindles bad.
Just a Swindles thing.
It's okay. It's similar to last game. There are a couple of heroes that are very good at dealing with a Bat Rider. And Nyx, I think, in this game. Not as strong as the Slark and the Oracle from last game, but still something that always plagues your mind as they're going for these plays in the team fight. And Swindle's getting stalked by Kezu yet again. No support inbound.
In fact, Complexity were looking for a kill up on top lane. That's why the Observer Ward got planted down by Hanskin. It was looking behind, but then he saw Era and realized that as a disruptor, he doesn't really do anything against Era. Chessie's also rapidly approaching that Blink Dagger of his, if that's his item of choice. But the Helm of the Dominator, maybe he goes more greedy kind of style. Oh, Swindles. K2 just runs in by Carapace, the arrow to boot. And Swindles will drop. Synderen with the kill secure. The Shadow Wave level 4. But they don't care about that right now. Move straight up, take the tier 2 tower. They tried to do this a while ago, and they'll finish it now.
They're trying to finish off the bear in the bottom lane. It's a game of cat and mouse.
Yule's bear up. He'll lose the tier 2. And now he actually, he gets the recall up. They have a resummon anyway, so they're not that concerned about it. But it's the extra hunting again. Hanskin was being hunted down by Yapsaw, but Limp bringing in the deeps. Hanskin will be able to TP himself away. Keizu was hunting alongside of Yapsaw there, trying to make the most out of their Vendetta movement. Don't just rely on getting that tier 2 tower from the top. Get a kill, move into another objective.
They have to fight 4v5 at this point, though, and they do have the Aegis on the Juggernaut, but I don't think you want to squander your lead by having a chain feed here, which seems a little bit risky with the threat of the Glimpse.
Unless Complexity is just that scared that they don't even want to, like, you're just here for the tower, right?
there's no opening for them. They'd have to like drop a static storm onto Juggernaut, but you don't want to commit onto him because of the Aegis. And then the bear has too much HP.
So don't fight, just take objective and let complexity watch you do it.
You wait for them to mess up. Like you wait for like Nyx Assassin to hit the tower, for example. That's a mistake that they could easily punish.
It's Escape not giving them the opportunity. In fact, they now start to rotate down to the bottom lane. It's the last remaining tier 2 tower.
Swindles was so scared that he popped the dust there. As he was popping up the hill. Like, he is feeling the threat of the Nyx.
That's the concern when it comes to the mindset of Complexity. Complexity have always been known, at least they're going to get the bear on the top lane. Even if the arrow from Yabsor barely misses Hanskin, that lone druid bear will be picked off. Complexity are definitely a team of, like, confidence. And if that confidence isn't there from their captain, I'd be a little concerned for Complexity in the rest of this game. They need something to make it work for them. And this one, you really want to see like the Darkseer comboing with this event to make Complexity just like have something that they'll always be able to turn to, something they will focus on.
Yes, I agree there, but you need the confidence. But sometimes confidence is ill-founded, Toby.
I was waiting for a fantastic Oh, that's a good sentry ward. Limp sees Kaizu, but they can't bring him back.
Use your imagination, Toby.
I know exactly what's in your mind. I'm not going to say it.
How dare you?
Yeah,
how dare you?
You know, if Charlie was here, he would have said it.
Dare you use your imagination like that?
What do you want to do here? Sorry, I just want to be a little boy and have fun, alright? Alright, so Complexity. Can they finally take out this tier 1 tower for the top lane? Get a little bit of breathing room for their own jungle.
They're sweeping in on them. The Juggernaut's coming in from behind. Very bold and confident with his Aegis of the Immortal. It only lasts for about 15 more seconds, though.
He finds Hanskin, jump forward. The stall very quick from Hanskin. Zephyr can get the follow-up kick. Era, not a healthy man, but they're expecting a lot more behind Era. But it just wasn't there. So instead, Complexity get out. Do burn the Disruptor Static Storm, however, so that's now down for another 70 seconds. This may be an opportunity for Escape to maybe do some chip damage to the tier 3 tower without getting heavily punished.
I might get all my predictions wrong.
Terrible, Milady. Kaizu, middle lane, starting up on Chessie. Stuns there, needs a little bit of help, and there it is, the 5-second arrow from Yapsor.
Such a good
Just simple one too, but with no Sven, like Sven does not want to expand his buyback at this point.
Yapsor has Ags.
Already?
Nyx Assassin is 250 gold away from Ags. This is bad.
Here's the jump, Omni-Side Swindle! He took every single one down. This spin fall from Era. He'll pick up Hanskin. The buyback comes down from Chessie, but you've already lost two. Era and Zeke does not have the Aegis, the Immortal, but he's got the Shadow Grave, the saving grace from Synderen. Where's that Shadow Wave? There it is. The heal is there. You'll still bring down Era. But you've lost two, you bought back one. The Lone Draw Bear still in the front lines, but Synderen, he'll go down with the team, but you got the melee rack for a buyback and 2-for-2 trade. You gotta be happy if you're Escape. That's 25 minutes in with your Lone Druid lineup.
And multiple Ags to deal with. And they aren't... The Disruptor is one of the ones in the grave, so you don't even get +1s with the Glimpse. Kaizu, perhaps thinking about a turnaround on the Timbersaw, does not have that much HP when you consider all the Starstorm's damage. Kaizu, how's he going to set up on Limp?
He needs to find that first little stun if possible, and despite Carapace, will let him do it off the back of the returning Shark Drum. There's your arrow, perfect on Limp. And this is looking almost too easy. Like, Kaizu's Spike Carapace more reliable than Impale. As Goifa, last two storms up, a 3-man gang over on that Lone Druid. He's pretty tanky, but he's not that tanky. Will go down, and his death timer will be the exact same time as his resummon on the bear. So he will not buy back.
A lot of gold going the way of Swindle Melons, though. 800. It's a lot of his net worth, actually.
Dire's bottom tower is
I wonder what he does with it, though. I guess this is a game where you almost try and create a little bit more space, go BTs and start split pushing with the Bat Rider. Not that you could really do that actually with a Nyx Assassin on the field. He's now being hunted down by Yapsor. The arrow is going to miss, but the Aghanim Scepter, there's more than enough damage from Yapsor to go around. Maybe with the stun over on Synderen, a nice little freebie for Complexity, but nope. The spin, in fact, of Era forcing Z-Freak to boulder away, and that was God's Strength being committed.
What the Roshan respawn's gonna be, we'll see in about 5 seconds time. And what has Quickbook on for? Looks like the AC, I think, after the Radiance. We see him go for Vlad's pretty often. They don't have a Vlad's carry on their team, would certainly help for the push, but I think defense is okay for them because they have the Nyx and the Mirana for just incredible amounts of damage, even aside from their 2 cores. So very short respawn.
Yeah, really, really short. That fresh Vlad's arriving too. Yeah, it's a very happy time for a lone druid. And Keizu's going to be right on top of Roshan when he spawns.
I think maybe just need a pipe to round things out for them on the escape side, and maybe Timbersail's building one himself to deal with this Mirana Axe, and like even a tanky hero like Sven is gonna fall to this amount of magic damage.
Yapsaw is currently the Night Watchman.
Okay, Swindles, it's your time to make a play. Bat Rider around the pit.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I think you have to go for it.
You've got Swindles who's been so paranoid. He's looking over his shoulder at a movement of air, like a stiff breeze. He's like, I think Nyx Assassin just moved behind everybody. Like, he's not going out. And then you had Yapsaw on the hillside with a fresh. Actually, he bought the gem, but it's being held on to by Keizu. So yeah, there's no way for them to get in close. This complexity lineup is just going to have to defend perfectly from inside their base. A fresh BKB up from Chessie. So blink BKB and just go ham.
Power already at 25% though, they're going to have to do something soon.
There's the arrow, it hits on Lim, just trying to chain himself away. The Omni Flash, Lim with the Starfall as well. They have the damage from the Mirana, moving up into hardship. The extra stunts there, and Swindles, the lasso, they control up Yapsaw, but now it puts up the Mirana Aghanim from still getting the kill. He's lasso, but he still finds the damage. Swindles on the sideline, helping City to find that kill. But Yapsaw inside the storm, escape. They're actually losing a couple of heroes, but again, this push, they lose 2, but they take now the full lane of Rax.
They do have the
they're going back in again. Era, crit, he found it. He's got Z-Freak standing in front of him with the Aegis Immortal from Era. He's got a license to live again, but he may have to use. There's still the Shallow Grave available from Syndra if he tries to escape out this one, and that's exactly what he'll do. No stuns. Syndra, okay, nope, there's one. Z-Freak. He had the kick available, so Syndra will die.
And in the meantime, Koikva gets another 75% on the mid tower and barely dodges the blink stun from Z-Freak.
Where's the entangle? The entangle into Swindle's death. Koikva's on the run, so the Radiance is burning him down.
Now the Urn taking him down. Now the Yol.
They want to fight this? Yep. Era jumps in the back lines. He's going to catch out Z-Freak with that spin, find the kill, back up in the lane, and the bear gets the entangle over on Chessie. Era can just start attacking in, look for the crits, look for the damage. They just want one other entangle, and Chessie will die here. He can't find it straight away. In fact, Limp will just rip apart the bear, and Era blinks forward, gets the first crit, then the follow-up damage. Dwindles can't escape, a triple kill for him, plus the entangle. Give that man an ultra, and that's exactly what they'll do. Complexly losing too many. It may even be a rampage. Era's going ham. Remember, he's still immortal. He's still got that Aegis up. And with the help of Keizu, where's the stun? The Spire Carapace to get the mana burn. Is there a range for the stun? Well, he goes into the ulti, barely missing Z-Freak. He'll get back into the well. But this game, it really is over. You've taken out every single lane of Rax. 3-Wave took care of the top. The Megas are up. And Complexity will be forced into a third game against Escape.
Quickbook just lured them into the waiting jaws of Era and the lone druid bear, and that is the GG. Well played. I thought that Complexity had a better plan to manage the lone druid first phase pick from Escape, but a little bit of a underwhelming performance from Complexity all around, especially when you look at game number 1.
And that is just... I'm looking forward to game number 3 to see how Complexity pull themselves back up. But it's nice to see Escape playing the Dota, which we thought they were going to. Escape were a team that had a little bit of trouble during the qualifiers. They ended up going through in 3rd, hence they found themselves in this wildcard. But a lot of people before the qualifiers would have also given Escape like a good chance of going through in number 2. Obviously, having Secret in there made it a little bit more difficult.